Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking our first look at the new Honda Accord. Now, I do need to mention that I do plan on posting a full review on the new Accord in the very near future, but this, I guess, is just going to be our first look video. With that being said, a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with this Accord. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for John. Let's get into it. Starting under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.5 liter four-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic. Power outputs are 192 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 29 around town and then 37 on the highway. You can also get a hybrid powertrain, and before you ask, the 2.0 is gone. Now, obviously, before we dive deeper into this review, if you haven't subscribed already, I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, when it comes to the styling with this new Accord, I think they did a really good job with the front end. You guys can see the distinctive lines there on the front end. And then the headlights themselves look pretty similar, eerily similar to the Civic. You know, it's just Honda's new design. But when you combine that with the grille, I love how intricate it is in the Honda logo. I think it actually looks really good. The thing I do want to mention, though, is it reminds me, and look at those cutouts there, by the way. I thought those were interesting. But anyways, it reminds me of the new Mustang, like, wait for it. Like, look at that, just head on. It kind of resembles, it's like a sedan Mustang, basically. It's weird. Now, pop around the side here, you guys can see with the wheels, metallic gray, which I think the coloration on them actually looks pretty solid. You got a little splash guard there, and then you can see the bodywork on the side for like the splitter and everything. That's just like black plastic, which is fine on this package. This one's, again, an EX, so it's more of like a baseline. I thought that was weird at the door, like that thing that went down the side. I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, looking at the full side view here, looks pretty solid. I think it is. It's a lot bigger than you'd think. Again, this is like what technically a mid-size sedan, and it looks pretty large. And then you guys can see the chrome trim there at the top, and then notice with the splash guard there in the rear. And then we have a spoiler here at the top, which I think looks pretty good, body painted. Definitely a nice appearance there. Notice with the Honda badge blacked out, I think that also looks good. So it matches. And then you got Accord also blacked out. Now with the trunk, it popped right open. I think this is almost like hit me in the face or something because I wasn't expecting it. But anyways, storage space back here, really solid. Obviously you got the Accord mat there in the back as well, which helps out. And underneath the mat, you can see that we got even more storage. And obviously some tools and everything if you ever get stuck on the side of the road with it. Now with popping it down no, this was one that was annoying because like you have to like push it down pretty hard to get it to stop. Now with the taillights, kind of reminds me of the Sonata a little bit. I kind of get that. And then the exhaust tips there hidden. I thought that was interesting that they just completely hide it. Obviously, I guess that they're going with that just for the overall design. I will say I like the front end more than the back end, but I do think they did a pretty solid job with the styling on the Accord. And then actually popping inside, first off, what you'll notice is, again, EX, so don't expect the interior to be most top-notch, but you got that like trim piece there, some padding down below, which is actually pretty nice. I like the window control. It looks premium. And that's something that I like about the modern Hondas is they make the interiors look more premium. Even like the cloth trim, like this is, you know, again, cloth interior, more baseline, and the cloth just looks premium. I think they did a good job with that. And then space, if you're wondering, it's a bit bigger than the Civic. Not as big as you'd think, you know, considering how much bigger the car is, but it is definitely bigger than the Civic in terms of the passenger space. Yeah, it's only a storage pocket on the passenger side. I think that's weird that Honda does that. It's always strange cost-cutting measures with some of these automakers. But anyways, cup holder armrest there. I will say the seats are very comfortable. For cloth seats, I would say that they probably rank as like the best or close to the best cloth seats in the car industry. Just really good design. Honda's good at making comfortable seats. And then you guys can see the padding here up front, and then all the window controls. Notice front two are automatic. Then you got your mirror adjustments right next to that. And then of course blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Hondas are always full of safety tech, which is another big benefit. And then yeah, look at the cloth on the front seat. I think that looks great. Power adjustments there on the side. And then you guys can see with the pedals down below, darker in coloration. And then I like the vent too. I think that's pretty cool. And then more padding And getting in, by the way, was actually pretty easy. That was something that I found interesting. Now, again, EX, so understand that material use in the steering wheel, not going to be the most top-notch, but I still think it looked pretty good. And then you guys saw their adaptive cruise control, steering assist, all that. Full digital gauge cluster here with the new Accord. And hey, once I have my full review posted, you guys will be able to see everything on. And then you can see this has the more baseline infotainment system from Honda. It's okay. I like the upgraded unit though. And then of course we have like the giant vent thing. Such an interesting design touch from Honda, but you know, it works. And then climate controls down below as well. Definitely have like the nice feel to them, but they're all blacked out, which is interesting. And then you guys can see the USB ports right there. Shifter for that CVT automatic. It does have a sport mode. That's what that S is for. And then the L would kind of make it so it's higher up in the RPM range. A couple cup holders. You got your econ mode. And then you can see auto stop start if you want to turn that off. Parking brake, brake hold. And then with the center console, decent storage space inside. It's a nice padding there on the top. And then glove box, pretty normal. Honestly, nothing too crazy happening with that. And then, yeah, with the stitching, I think that's pretty cool there. Sunroof as well. So lots of nice features with this being, again, more of a quote-unquote baseline package. And there's the controls for the sunroof, if you're wondering, right there at the top. Or control, rather, I shouldn't say controls because there's just one there at the top. And it does also have a manual mirror dimmer. That's another important thing to note. But yeah, that's a quick look at the exterior here of the new Accord. Oh, and we also have to go over pricing, of course. So you guys can see the base MSRP $29,000. Again, EX 1.5T. Then just over just under $31,000 for the MSRP on this particular one. So yeah, there's a look at the exterior styling of the 2023 Accord EX. Now, I just want to sum things up with this video by talking about my initial thoughts on the Accord after seeing it in person for the first time. And I do want to mention that this right here is another Accord, and I will most likely be able to review this one tomorrow, actually. This one happens to be exactly the same package, so it's an EX, as you guys can see. And yeah, it looks like everything is pretty much the same, other than the fact that this one I'll probably be able to do like a full review driving and everything. So regardless, initial impressions with the Accord, and I guess I'm gonna have this one like in my visual point of view so that I can kind of like talk about things. I think that it actually looks pretty good in person. I think the front end looks a lot better than the back end. The back end reminds me a lot of like the new Sonata, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I haven't decided yet, but the front end I think looks absolutely fantastic, and this blue color actually looks really good, let me tell you. So yeah, I think they did a good job with the front end styling. Interior, they obviously like took a lot of stuff from the new Civic and threw it in the Accord. I don't think that's a bad thing because the new Civic feels very luxurious. So I think that's another big positive thing. And, you know, obviously them dropping the 2.0 turbo, right? That's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, like, how many people are actually purchasing 2.0 turbo Accords? That's what I would like to know, because I feel like most people purchasing an Accord just want like a reliable, fuel-efficient sedan, and that's what the 1.5 will provide, and that's obviously the hybrid will provide that even better because it gets better fuel economy. So yeah, I mean, as a package, I think they did a really good job on the new Accord, and you know, I'm excited to get the full review done and drive it and everything. Sorry about the wind noise. It's absolutely horrible today. But let me know what you guys think about the new Accord. Let me know if you're interested in it, or do you feel like Honda did you a disservice by getting rid of the 2.0 turbo if you're a 2.0 turbo fan. And with that being said, again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda for giving me some time with that Accord. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see ya.